you waiting for me?
The floor is yours.
Well, I think on behalf of all three of us, we want to welcome you to Keeneland this morning and salute you for getting up so early and coming out and even paying to hear the three of us speak. One of the questions that I was asked was, what was Keeneland like when I first came here? And that was back in 1968. Most of you weren't born then. But it was a rather a strange sort of operation that I came into. We had two different organizations under the same roof, two different board of directors. We had the Racing Association, directed by W.T. Bishop, who was the grandfather of Shannon. And then we had the sales, that was a different board of directors run by the Breeder Sales Company. We had three different working hours. One came to work at 8:30, the other came to work at 9. One worked 5 days a week, one worked 6.5. And you just have no idea. Here this person came in, who was a flatfoot from Frankfurt, coming in with no experience or knowledge. And if you think my road was easy, I wasn't accepted with the wildest enthusiasm. But it was interesting how we came along, and one of the great things that made it easier was finding Bill Greeley out on the ground crews at 60 cents an hour. And I can assure you he's got every single nickel of that turned away. But we had a wonderful experience, and he was my right hand, and I couldn't have gotten along better with him. We had a lot of interesting things. One thing I would like to talk about briefly are the founders at Keeneland, of Hal Price Headley and Major Louis Beard. I think Major Louis Beard, who played such an important role, has sort of been overshadowed a bit in the history of Keeneland about the role of Hal Price played. Major Beard was sort of the personal person, the people person that played a role. He organized the very first meeting on March 25th of 1935 at the Lafayette Hotel to talk about trying to build a new racetrack here in place of the old Kentucky Association, which was down on Race Street and was falling down in ruins. But he was a West Point graduate, played on the international polo team with Jock Whitney and C.V. Whitney and others, and became Jock Whitney's sort of right-hand man as far as the thoroughbred racing and breeding. But he was the one that reached out to the public, and he was the one that was responsible for the money raising. And as Keeneland became to get off the ground and could see a little light at the end of the tunnel, they were about 20,000 short of making their goal here, and this is now in the height of the Depression. And he went up to Cincinnati to the Camargo Club, and he made a speech up there pleading for help, and that was sort of the genesis of the life members club badge that we have today, that is carried on by, we're going now in the fourth generation of children that have inherited the life badge. It cost $500 in the original issue of it, and it gives you lifetime access to the Keeneland Club. So it is passed on by generation to generation. Price Headley was a more practical, hands-on operator. He was operator of Beaumont Farm and an owner and a breeder, very staunch, capable businessman. So the partnership, the two, one with the personality to reach out and sell and attract people to come and be part of Keeneland and race with us, and the practicality of Hal Price Headley of putting the plant together and overseeing it. And but out of that has grown from a small 147-acre plant to one now we have nearly 1,000 acres and 12 barns, and we've got over 60.